Hi everybody! Hello, my name is Iris, and today I am starting a new series, a new video series called Raising Sons Like Daughters and then Raising Daughters Like Sons, right? So first of all, like what does it mean? Like what does it mean raising your daughter like a son? Like and then what does it mean by raising your son like a daughter? I shared a couple of weeks ago that these days we are raising daughters like our sons, but then are we brave enough to raise our sons like our daughters? Something like that. So, again, like always, I like to talk about my opinion, and then I want to say why, and then I want to share my personal stories of my own stories, and then other people's stories that I've encountered along the way. Right. So first of all, like, what does it mean? What's the definition? Yeah. So when you raise your daughter like a son, that means, all right. Backtrack. So first of all, money making, right? Breadwinner. So you need to go out, work, make money, right? So traditionally, that's a man's job, right? That's a man's job. So when you raise your daughter to like a son, that means you are raising your daughter to be independent and to start making money, not to depend on other people, just by, taking care of yourself first, like financially independent. And when you're financially independent, the rest is fine, right? When you don't have to depend on other people. So that's one, right? Raising, and then other things like making big decisions. Making big decisions such as like where you're gonna live, and then even like decision making when you are decisive. People say again that's like traditionally that's a man's job, isn't it? That's a man's job. So people will like, oh, she is very decisive. She's like a man. So when you hear that, that's a compliment, isn't it? Oh yeah, she's very tough. She's like a man. Again, it. I guess in every language. Not that I know a lot of languages. Definitely in Burmese, definitely in English. When you hear that, that is a compliment, isn't it? So you are starting to raise your girls like your boys. Yeah. So to make big decisions on her own, and then to make money, to earn money, to be independent financially, right? So that's like raising your daughters like sons, right? And then on the other hand, are you raising your sons like your daughters? So let's talk about it. Traditionally, okay, cooking, cleaning, taking care of children, doing housework, ironing, right, etc., etc. There's a long list. That's a woman's job. And when you look at your households, mainly, most of our households, they are done by women, right? Your moms, your aunties, your grandmas, like mostly by women. But then, are you now teaching your sons to do all of these skills? How many of you have done that? Right? So that is a big question. All right, so let me share about skills, right? This video I'm going to talk about skills. When I say skills, it's not like speaking skills, it's not fighting skills, and it's not about decision making skills, right? I'm just gonna talk about easy life skills. When I said life skills, things like cooking, cleaning the house, right, taking care of children, these are life skills, right? But then, are they really doing it? Are you really like reinforcing your children to do that? So are you raising, if you have a son and a daughter, both in your household, are you raising them the same? Or are you separating like, oh, you're a girl, you do this job. You're a boy, you only do this job. Are you doing that? Yeah, if you're doing that, you need to think about it. Just think about it. Okay, again, like I have always said, this is my opinion, this is what I think, this is what I have experienced, and if you don't agree with me, it's okay, but think about it. All right, so let me tell you my personal story. Um, I'm an only child. Yeah, so I grew up alone. I don't have any brothers or sisters growing up. So I didn't really know, what I was compared with, what I was compared against, who I was compared to, right? I don't know anything of it. But when and a cousin of mine came and lived with us for a year. He's a boy. Um, when I said boy, and he came in like, no, not like he's 7 and I'm 8, right? That was the time I was 26 and he's 25. He's 1 year younger than me. So, just simple things. At that point, I was working. I've always worked in my entire life. It was, thanks to my dad for brainwashing me all my life, like how I have to be independent and how I cannot depend on other people, and how I have to be independent financially, especially, right? So it's all his. Yeah, so I've worked all my life, and so at that point I was working too. And my cousin was he came to live with us, and he was studying, but doesn't matter, because he's a boy. After we finished eating, I was expected to do the dishes for him. As long as he put the dirty dishes in the sink, his job is done, because he's a boy. So, of course, I just said it to my mom, like, why do I have to do the dishes? I have a job, I'm making money, I'm earning money, and why isn't he doing the dishes, right? And then how many of you have questions like that? If you are raised in the same households, and then all the boys are playing games on their phones, and then you cooking and cleaning together with your mom. How many of you have done that? And then maybe people just don't ask any questions, because that's how things are done, right? So again, going back to cooking and cleaning houses and doing dishes is a life skill, people. It's a life skill. It is not a skill that a woman needs to know or a man needs to know. It's a life skill. Everybody who eats need those skills, right? Everybody who eats, you need those skills. You need to learn how to cook. If not, you are going to eat out forever. Can you eat out forever? You can't, right? Doesn't matter you're good at cooking or not good at cooking. But cooking is a life skill. Same thing as sewing. Sewing is a life skill. I cannot. I am so bad at that. And I hate ironing. I hate sewing. Basically, I hate all the things that needs a lot of patience. Yeah, and then I know there are a lot of guys who likes those like little meticulous things, because they are very detailed people. I hate those things. I love cooking though, and I don't mind cleaning houses. Anyway, so. And then I've heard so many people saying that in their household, oh, we only have a girl, and then 2 other boys are useless. I was like, why? Why? My question is, why? They eat too. So why can't they clean? What, they have 2 hands, 2 legs, and a head. What? Why can't they cook, and why can't they clean? Like, why do you have to separate? It's a man's job, it's a girl's job. These days, right, girls are educated, sometimes even, well, most of the time even more, because girls are more dedicated, and then we are more willing to learn than boys. And when you look at all your classes, how many girls are there, how many boys are there, and why do you think that is? Right? And I've been teaching for a long time, right? One thing I noticed, when they were in primary school, we had the same amount of students. So it was like 6 girls, 6 boys. Secondary, still, more or less, but then less boys in a class. And then once they become older, when you become adults, there are more girls than boys. Why is it? Well, think about it. Okay, all right, everybody. So again, you don't have to agree with me. If you have experiences like that, again, connect the dots, think about it. You don't have to agree with me. But if you find this video useful, practical, if you find this a little bit thought-provoking, please like, love, share, comment, tag anybody. And please comment. Again, you don't have to, you can disagree with me, right? I'm not afraid of it. And as long as you do it politely, and I'm going to tell you why I say what I said. Okay, bye everybody.